Well, I finally got to watch The War of the Rohirrim. Honestly, it seems like most people already made up their minds way before this movie even premiered. And to be honest, I am absolutely guilty of that as well. I dismissed this film without even seeing it. It was made so that the studio could maintain the rights to the Lord of the Rings books, so that surely wasn't gonna be a good film. And yet, I was mistaken. The War of the Rohirrim might not be great, but it is a very decent and well crafted film that I enjoyed. It's not just a decent film, but also a positive pro-feminist story of a girl who defies social norms and lives the life that she wants to live. The story goes approximately like this. A lord named Freka proposes a marriage between his son Wolf and Hera, the daughter of Helm Hammerhand, the king of Rohan. Freka wants to strengthen Rohan by this marriage, but Helm believes that Freka just wants to put his son on the throne of Rohan. Helm invites Freka to a fist fight outside Meduseld Palace, and kills Freka with a single punch. In the meantime, Hera rejects Wolf, because she doesn't want to marry any man, and wants to be a free rider of Rohan. Wolf, angry after everything that happened, is determined to seek revenge against Helm. He makes an alliance with Dunwent and Harad and assails Rohan, trying to conquer it and become a king. Helm has to bring his people to Hornburg, aka the Helm's Deep, where they have to survive the siege of Wolf's army. The animation was pretty good. It looked jarring at times, but wasn't really bad overall, and it didn't feel overtly anime as some people probably feared. It felt closer to some older western cartoons, to be honest. Fight scenes looked good. Of course, it's definitely not something that is worth IMAX theater, but still decent. However, the thing that I really liked most about this film was that it is an inspiring pro-feminist story. The main character, Hera, wants to be a rider of Rohan. She is a great rider, she is a good fighter, she has been training since childhood. She doesn't want to marry anybody, not Wolf, not anybody else. When Wolf attacks with his army, she wants to fight by her father's side, but Helm doesn't let her fight. There's a really interesting moment between Helm and Hera, when Helm tells his daughter that one day she'll be married off to a man from Gondor, and her children will grow up in Gondor, and Rohan won't be their home, which really shows how women were and still are treated. Not like actual human beings with their own feelings and their own aspirations in life, but rather like items for exchange and bargain between men. However, eventually Helm comes to see who his daughter actually is. He comes to see the true strength in her. Helm believes that his daughter is strong enough and that the people of Rohan need her to lead them, more than they need him. Helm comes to realize that it doesn't matter who you are. Anyone can have a brave heart and strong will. And Hera proves that she is a worthy successor to her father by defeating Wolf in a battle. This scene has pretty great animation, to be honest. I like that the story is narrated by Eowyn, and I read that Eowyn might even be telling the story to children during the siege of the Helm's Deep and its 2 towers. However, unlike Eowyn, Hera actually has a good ending. In case you haven't read Tolkien's books, Eowyn decides to marry Faramir, leave her homeland to live in Minas Tirith, and, what's even more jarring, she decides to become a healer instead of being a warrior, as she always wanted to be. This really shows Tolkien's sexist attitude towards women. Helm's daughter doesn't even have a name in Tolkien's books. So, writers of the movie did not only give a name to Helm's daughter, they also gave her a better story than Eowyn had. Even though she doesn't become a queen of Rohan, she leaves Edoras with her shield maiden and becomes a free rider. That is a really good ending for her character. Hera is a very good main protagonist. If you don't understand why she is so inspiring, I think you will be pretty privileged life, and you don't need to worry about something judging you because of your gender or because of anything else. Hera is a good example of how to remain emotionally strong, determined, and how to fight to be who you wanna be. And this is what makes her a great main character. This is what made me like this film. It's a powerful pro-feminist tale with a positive role model for girls. And on top of that, it is also a decent entertaining film that I enjoyed watching, even though I was almost convinced I would not. Thanks for watching this video, and if you liked it, subscribe and leave a comment. Let's discuss the film.